Good morning, everybody. How are we doing today? Are you ready for some black dessert? As usual. Let me just make sure my avatar is working as intended. Alright, that's better. And here we go. Grand Castle. My favorite. We are not doing any season shenanigans today. We will just go ahead and do a couple of life skilling things. It's every morning, and after that, we'll probably go grind some honglims. Honglims? I think they are called honglims. Still not sure what they are even. It's a very good mob grinding place, though. To finish season for mana potion, well, gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah. Oh, we have a lot of missions available. Maybe I will trigger one for myself to kill a couple of mobs, get some extra monies. But honestly, at this point, with the amount of money that I'm making on Honglim just for trash loot, it's like it was 30 million. It's pocket change. But it stacks up, yeah. So I need precisely 10 of these seeds. So how are we doing on the seed department? I have 11, so now I can just start collecting pepper as it is. No, it's kind of ironic because I bought the farming clothes from the barrel shop for my guardian, but since the guardian is my main character and she's not even around, I need to farm without them on my Hashashin. I'm not going to waste money to buy more farming clothes for alts. Maybe eventually I will just make another Shy. And this Shy is going to be eternally stuck at level 49 and I will buy like everything for her. Just keep her immune to PvP so I could like train horses and fish whenever I like. And make some open world PvPers mad. You know, because for whatever reason, we do have people who are still in this day and age just killing horse trainers and AFK fishers just for fun. There is no incentive into it and yet they still do it because I guess this is what they live for. They have no other pleasure in life than destroying fun for other people. And I would say that this is okay, but it really isn't. But what can you do? You can just pity the fools, yeah? Farming is kinda... I like it. I do have a pet peeve that your farm doesn't grow when you are not online, which is just yet another metric that artificially bloats the online time of people. I don't know if it has something to do with shellholders or whatever, but like the Pirlabis, they are obsessed with people being online. So they probably do like using the online metric for some sort of report for higher ups, or I can't explain it, but like they just laugh when we are AFK fishing and we are just waiting for stuff to happen in game. They hate the idea of players logging off for the night. It's not really making your game any more alive just because there is a bunch of people AFK fishing. It is all just an illusion. Where's my horsey? Over there. Okay. So I already have Manos Cook. Oh, I have been fishing all this time without fishing mastery clothing. That's the reason why I have been getting too many belt fishes. God damn it. Well, I got 2 in the span of last day and a half. So I got quite a lot of money actually last time when I went to sell everything in Land of Morning Light. I think 1.6 billion. But I was fishing more than like over one night. It was the largest span of time. Hello, Dalishak. I believe you have a couple of quests for me. There's a lot of... That is a lot of warrior stones. So what do we have? Life Exp. Life Skill Mastery. Trading Mastery. I don't think I need anything because I already have a Hand of Manos, which is arguably the best life skilling artifact combination that you ever need. Except for hunting. For hunting, make one of those hunting combinations. So whenever you have artifacts for spare, just use simple alchemy on those and you will get purified lightstone gacha box. You can either sell those raw on marketplace, which would give you roughly 8 million for a piece, or you can try to open it and hope you will get one of those very, very expensive stones, which you probably won't because the chances you drop those are very low, but if you do get one of those, well, good on you. You made some serious money. How much of them do you combine? Just one? Whenever you have like artifact that you don't want to store in your artifact inventory, or you don't need it, just put one into the alchemy window and just do simple alchemy, and it will convert the artifact directly into lightstone. Was it what you were asking? So the thing is that as you grind, you are progressively getting more and more of those various plus AP, plus ranged AP, plus physical AP, plus all AP, etc. You know, plus AP versus monsters. You're getting those from bosses, you are getting those from grind zones. And as you are life skilling, you are getting from Dalishak usually, whenever you do some breakthrough in your crafting, Dalishak will give you an artifact. So we are stacking those over time, and to dissolve them into those gacha boxes is practically the only way how to make money out of those, how to directly convert them into something useful now. Of course, you wanna keep some of them in your artifact inventory, right here. Probably no, but that artifact inventory is limited, so you probably want to have some of those just for your alts, you know, maybe some for leveling, etc. But don't let this go too bloated. As you can see, I have a couple of combined, but all of those that I have combined are already equipped on my characters. So some of those that I'm having here are bases, but most of them I will just straight up deconstruct into light stones. And I'm having all those light stones in my marketplace. If I feel like it, I open them up and hope I will get something good. If not, I will just sell them straight up. So the thing is that you can sell one gacha box for almost 9 million, while you can sell average lightstone for about 5 million. So whenever you open gacha box, you're actually losing money. However, there is a chance that you will get a lightstone that costs 54 million. When you get one of those, you're actually gaining money. And then there are those that are costing like 5 bill, I think. Those are super rare, but if you get one of those, well, it's free 5 mil, yeah. So it's good as well. Okay. I do need to take my boxes. I'm running out of food again. Interesting. Interesting. I'm gonna need to do some pre-orders. Hey, the expensive one are the one you usually need for yourself. Well, you're not wrong. But what can also happen is that you already have them, and unlike the life skill, sorry, not life skill, but unlike the gems that you are using for transfusion, you never lose artifact lightstone. So once you have that one that you need, you're probably not going to need another one. So it might be beneficial to sell them. Okay, let's do cooking quest right here, and we are selling 213 boxes. What a huge amount of money, actually. Okay, now give me back my fishing uniform, and I also want to. This was, by the way, pineapple on pizza code that, for whatever reason, has been a real code, even though people didn't want to even believe it. Okay. I'm usually taking milk. You can take peppers as well. It's up to you. And I want to open this box. There's a lot of stuff in there. See? Black gems and some elixirs. Also, I have some stuff that I'm going to put into my family inventory straight up. Nice. Yeah. Pineapple on pizza. What a day. Okay, I'm actually getting drops from watching my own stream. It's lovely. I think... Is it? I think it is. Alright. Why can I put this magical elixir anywhere? Oh, because I didn't click on auto. Oh, never mind. My bad. Okay, warehouse. Let's put this on warehouse. Now what I want is, I want to take my character and move him into Velia, because this is where we are going to be fishing. Before that, I'm gonna pop real quick to the blacksmith over there to repair my fishing rod. I haven't been fishing overnight. A lot of people do it and they're getting some good silver out of it. I just despise the thought of having my PC running overnight. It doesn't make my sleep any easier, and I haven't been sleeping good lately. I did get some good sleep tonight. Could have been longer, but... And it's not even the fault of the fact that I had a stream scheduled. I woke up, like, even without my alarm clock, about 2 hours ago already. Just summer. It's too hot and too bright. So regardless, I hope you all have a lovely evening. The plan for today is to deliver my life skiller back to the fishing spot, and then we will probably go and grind some honglims and we can talk about stuff. There's not much going on anyway. I will need to keep the stream up to schedule because there are some things that I need to do this afternoon. I actually need to go outside, which I'm not a fan of, but sometimes you have to, right? Maybe we'll be streaming a little bit later again, just impromptu stream after I get back. It's like absolutely stupid. Like, my dad is in a hospital. Sadly, he had a surgery, and somehow what happened is that they were moving him after the surgery care to a different room. And they managed to lose his shoes, like the indoor shoes. So I promised him to buy him a new ones. How do you even lose the Crocs of your patient? I don't get it. They're not Crocs, but like sandals. But to be fair, he said that they are giving him like the hospital standard replacement, but he didn't like them, so he just wants some better ones. So I will buy him some better ones and everything will be good. Oh, right. Just remembered. There are these daily quests that you can do every day. If you're farming, then you're usually getting like caterpillars and sticks. You can go to Abelin here, which is like the most annoying kid in all Velia. He's probably shy, but yeah, I think the implications are that he's a kid. He's annoying brat. But you can take this quest for quality fishing bait, and if you give him caterpillar, actually, it should be right here. Let's take those caterpillars. He will give you back some contribution point and some farming experience. And then you can go all the way up here to another kid who is cosplaying like a guardsman, and he wants a new weapon. And as we all know, the kids, if you're a kid, especially if you're a boy, and you find a stick, you found either a gun or a sword, right? You didn't find a piece of wood. So that's what we are getting him. We're getting him a stick. So he has a new weapon now. And again, we're gonna get some farming experience points. At a certain point, these quests are actually what's progressing your farming the most. Breeding and removing pests from your garden is what giving you the most experience points. The taking crops, like if your crop is grown up and You take it and you take like peppers out of it or whatever. You don't get too much XP. Not on higher levels anyway. But removing pests and weeds is what giving a lot of experience points and breeding the plants as well. But like, because I'm just using these magic seeds now to save time and get better yield, I'm also limiting myself to how many times I can do actually these kind of pet removal activities, etc. Money-wise, this is better because magical seeds will give you just more and it's more efficient. Because you don't have to manage all of those plants, you know. Otherwise, I have 2 because they take like 5 spots. If I had normal seeds, I would have 10 of them, and it's a nightmare to go through. However, XP-wise, you just get less, sadly. Even if like individual plants will give you probably more, 10 plants will still give you more than like 2, even if those 2 are slightly better. So what you want to do is you want to get hold of those caterpillars and sticks and just deliver those every day. Also like experience points towards your next contribution point milestone is always good. I do like the changes with contribution point system. I have like 29 left. I didn't have any left, but they refunded me so much because they basically decreased contribution price for everything. It's my houses, my rented fences, everything, and I still have more. Now I could maybe potentially buy more workers and have even more stuff to be gathered passively for me. Anyway, let's do what we do best. Swap to my guardian and start grinding stuff. That's what we like to see. So remember, by the way, it's hot outside. Drink your waters, drink your fluids, stay hydrated. Especially if you are one of those people who simply forget to drink. Which I don't know how you manage to do that even, but apparently that is a thing. And you shouldn't be doing that. Straight up. No, I have a lot of buffs. I don't think I need to refill just yet. Let me just go and start hitting stuff. I hope there is no echo or anything like that. I did tone out the mic sensitivity a little bit. If there would be an echo, I would just lower down the mechanical sound of my reproductors. It's okay, that's good. I mean, this is not a story game, right? So I don't have to have my headphones. It's the main reason I don't have, like, actually 2 main reasons I don't have headphones right now. The first is it's hot. And like if I would be streaming like Claire Obscure or some sort of story game, then I would probably just better with it. I also took a morning shower, so my hair is still all wet. I don't really want to place my headphones on the wet hairs. There we are, getting some good loot in here. Yesterday I was grinding for like 40 minutes. And I already get another. Another one of those gems. See it right here, the inventory. +2 AP. If I understand this correctly, you need those gems not only to enhance your transfusion if you have Karazat equipped, but also to enhance your Karazat, is that correct? So to actually grind in this spot is very beneficial for me in the long term. Because I'm getting money that I'm going to exchange later for Karazat after the ball, as I said. I'm also getting these gems that I will be able to, I think it's heating up, to get some enhancing materials for my Karazat. As I said on the stream a couple of times already, what we are doing now is we are just grinding, you know, and waiting for Hadal Ball. We see what kind of freebies we can get our hands on, and after that I will evaluate what would be the best course of action to improve my gear. I do have 10 Black Star box, so I could be able to create sovereign weapon for myself. Can either dissolve Titan Pen, yellow accessories, or those gems for Karazat enhancing. I see. I have some Titan Pen Tungats, so how much would they be? You cannot put them on the auction house. Well, one of those Tungats is like a Jetina only, so I cannot even sell it or dissolve it. The rest I will probably just sell on the marketplace. We can check how valuable those 10 Tungrats are on the market right now, actually. I will check that when Gumiho appears. Yeah. Give me some slack in the grinding. The only problem I have with Gumiho, she's not happening fast enough, you know. You always have to wait for these 3 bosses. They take a much longer time to kill, which is not an issue. The biggest issue is the fact that they are I think I each like 5 waves or 10 waves. It feels very slow, even though we do have another one right now. Awakening Guardian is such a chill class to grind, and you're just hitting everything with your axe. She's basically waving her axe around and everything is exploding. So I wonder why am I having those sentries over and over again. Since the centipede units are actually appearing, the sentries shouldn't be a thing. It's weird. So by the way, if you are following my YouTube channel, I'm actually working on a new quote-unquote project. It's a little bit of stretch calling it a project, but I recently discovered Fortnite horror games. Literally. This is what it sounds like. It's horror games made in Fortnite. And considering that Fortnite is actually running on Unreal Engine, the newest one, and has its own dedicated platform, which is like Unreal Engine for Fortnite, you can do very wild stuff, and you can also use a lot of classical Unreal Engine assets. So there are literally a lot of horror games straight up stolen or remade in Fortnite. A lot of those like cheap indie horror games that you can find on Steam. So recently I have been playing the game called Homeless, which is a game that you can actually get on Steam or itch.io and play for yourself, and it's one of those bad indie horror games, kind of like jump scares and stuff. And because the Fortnite actually allowed them to use all of the textures and filters, it actually looks pretty good. But it's also hilarious because you're still just parading yourself around in your Fortnite character, you know, and you can use emotes and absolutely ruining the horror atmosphere. Also the fact that you can play with other people doesn't really help. It's like these games are usually meant to be played solo, but Fortnite will just straight up, unless you pick that you want to play alone, which I don't, because I think it's hilarious to have other people in there. So I'm just being matched with random people and I'm just exploring these horror games. I'm making recordings and I intend to do a video on those. I have been teasing people with shorts. We've already visited Backrooms, we've already visited this Homeless horror game, and there are much more. There's like the Evil Nun horror game, which I didn't finish because I had to leave the house abruptly. But yeah, that is the thing that is coming. I think it's both like interesting and hilarious. And to be perfectly honest, also like Fortnite is a pretty big game, so it brings in audience. And where is the fox? Come on, show up. Yeah, there we go. Maybe I will start one of those quests. Let's defeat any monster, why not? After we have like a fox who is killing it for us. I have been busy trying not to overcap my aggressive fever, just to not waste money, essentially. Like, unless you are grinding like a couple of hours a day every single day, you usually will have your aggressive fever capped. So it's good, like a goal to, because if you've completed most of your quests for aggressive fever, what's gonna happen is that you will get like 100,000 aggressive fever points per day. Sorry, not per day, but like maximum, and you will get about 20,000 per day. So what you want to do is you want to be sure that you are never capped. So if you are nearing that 100,000, just make sure that for the day you grinded enough to give you trash loot worth of those 20,000. So it will just recharge the next day. If you are having like a long grind session, make sure you use up all of them. Then you don't have to worry about aggressive fever for the next 5 days. This quite honestly nice money increase. If you would like to maximize it, then there are also places where Agris Fever is actually being consumed on much slower rate. One of such places is Hystria Ruins, for example. Akman Ruins too, I think. So you can use those locations to absolutely maximize your trash root gains, and like Hystria isn't bad in terms of like trash loot. The trash loot in Hystria is actually as valuable as trash loot in from these guys. It's just you cannot get those gems over there, and also you cannot stand on one place. Even though arguably you can use Marnie Spot, which will lock you in one room, and the mobs are having very much increased spawn rate. It is also not as power hungry as Honglims are in terms of DP and AP. So if you are a little bit weaker, you can pretty much effectively farm Hystria on your fully geared to Vala season character. Depending on the character, but I was trying on Sage the other day. Not that I would be one-shotting mobs, but I was able to farm them pretty fast. But to me, at this point, the Honglim farm is just better. So the fact that I've spent months and months to no end grinding at Hystria because I wanted Compass, which I have now. I think I'm a little bit burned out of that place. I've also decided that I'm not going to be wasting too much time, at least not right now, in Pilaku J trying to get that silly map, because I still don't have a single piece. I've been just killing those mobs that you need to drop it from for so long. I hate that place. Like honestly, you are not making any money. You're just wasting time. The only redeeming quality is that you're probably one-shotting those mobs even on your seasonal characters. So I have been grinding there on stream with my Tamer, right? So some people already saw me grinding there on Tamer. It is really easy to do. But like the loot is bad. It's too heavy. You are not getting a lot. Like from one of these Honglims I get like 7 to like 20 masks. From those guys I get like 1 or 2 whatever marks of Pilaku Jail is. And 1 mark is just worthless. Well, not worthless, like it's about 13,000 I think. If they would at least drop them in large quantities, right? I'm sure you can like waste your agris to get a little bit more, but it's still bad. Oh, we have a fox bandit here. Sharpshooter. So anyway, I was like thinking about it, and the truth is, it is a treasure item, which is true. It is still like 7 hours or so cooldown if you use it. And frankly speaking, you can have these maps, which cost like 1 million silver right now. It used to be 500,000, so they went a little bit up, but still.
1 million is like cheaper than even traveling by well, and everybody is traveling by well anyway. There is no shortage of them on marketplace, so all you need to do is to have a mate. A treasure trap pulls you back as well. Okay, I didn't know that. That makes it a little bit more worthy, but still, it's just like... It's just terrible. Like, it is. Like, maybe when I finally have my sovereign weapons and my Karazat accessories and whatever next big thing they will introduce, I suspect they will introduce armors on the either armors or offhand weapons, or maybe both. That would be dope. But once I have like enough AP to be able to go pretty much wherever I want to, then maybe I will start thinking about doing these like overstretched goals that... Like, it's nice to have like these treasure items in the game, you know, something to strive for eventually, but it's just... At this point, it just feels like wasting time. Because whenever I am in Pilaku jail, farming that stupid map, I'm losing... Like, if I invest all of the time on farming these honglims, for example, I will make so much silver. I will make gems that I'm going to need, you know. And I'm actually doing something to progress my characters forward. Farming Pilaku jail is literally wasting time for a very low chance that maybe one day I will get a map out of it. And we are over encumbered. So what we're going to do is we're going to let the fox do her thing. Once she's done, we'll go... Where is my horse? Oh, it's right here. Okay, I'll go over there. Put my loot on my horse, and then we will continue. So she's like doing so much. So much of these like flames. Another crystal. Wait, I got 2 already today? Wow. That has actually been a... I've been here for like 20 minutes. I already have 2 crystals. That is a good day today. Not even kidding. That's huge. Okay. So we have 56,000. I was thinking about doing one of those challenges that people do, you know, having 1 million trash loot. But it's kind of a hassle to get it to the city, you know. But maybe we will do that. Maybe we will do the 1 million hungry trash loot challenge. Why not? You know, next time I'm gonna go save up those masks to my horse. I mean, I'm gonna probably put a chit box, and yeah, we will do 1 million trash loot. I'll probably do like just a little text box onto the screen. It will say like something out of 1000k. Yeah. So I won't be doing like the exact number. We'll just tone it down to thousands. So right now we have 56k out of 1000k. It should be enough to orient by for people. Yeah, let's do 1 million. And then we're going to sell it and get those huge profits. I'm looking at it all. I'm looking forward to it already. Because I just love collecting money in video games. It's much more pleasant and much more easier than collecting money in real life, to be honest. Not that the collecting money in real life would be unpleasant. Far from it, actually, but it's just not as easy. Imagine you are like, if you are 20 minutes in here, you will get about like 10,000 of those masks. Which translates into $250 million, right? Pay me 250 million real life currency for 20 minutes of work. I would love such a job. Who wouldn't? By the way, my portal bosses respawn, so it's not tied to Thursday maintenance. No, I think they roughly respawn everywhere, like about a week after you've killed them. And I think the countdown might be even randomized, but I don't know. I just know that lately I have been killing them roughly once time per week. Those bosses are, by the way, those bosses are super good now. They've removed all of the annoying animations where you have to wait. They are now much faster and they are not invulnerable while doing those animations. So we can just go blasting and be done with them. And the rewards are pretty decent. I think they are giving some sort of dawn gems you need for Karazat, or is it sovereign weapon? I'm not sure, but it's useful, okay? Don't vendor it. Oh, another crystal. We're on fire today. This is the third one. It's going so good today. I already got 3 crystals. In a shorter time than I got 1 yesterday. What's going on? The RNG is... I should start announcing today. RNG is with me. But the thing is, I don't have anything to enhance. I don't have my sovereign weapon. I don't have my Karazat accessories. So like, Alright. Do you see the two flames? We have another Gumiho incoming soon. So the first time when I went to this grinding spot, I didn't know that there is actually going to be a nine-tailed fox helping me with my grind. I was just recommended this location. I think it was by Alastris. I looked into APDP requirements. I was like, yeah, I could try it. But it really stepped up my game. I'm earning so much money compared to whatever I have been doing beforehand. Like my biggest grind so far was Histria, right? But it was because I wanted that compass that I was grinding there. And sure, trash loot. I was doing about like 1 billion, about 1 to 2 hours usually, depending. The way I played it was usually I went in there with my tact character, and when that tact character was over encumbered from all the trash loot I had, I went to the login screen. I swapped into my tact character because you cannot swap directly in the desert for whatever reason. I made that character over encumbered with loot as well, and then I went to sell it, and it was usually about 900 mil. It was usually roughly between 1 and 2 hours of grinding. First time I was there, none of those bosses have even spawned. Must have booked on me. Huh, interesting. Well, maybe you weren't grinding long enough. Because, to be honest, for the first Gumiho to spawn, you need to grind at least like 15 to 20 minutes. So if you were like grinding for 10 minutes and then got bored of it, it's probably you wouldn't have a chance for Gumiho to actually spawn. Over 40 minutes. Okay, well, you are one of those people who always have something bugged, so it checks out. You didn't know about Gumiho until you watched Guy. Guide. Oh my god, how do you make a guide for Honglin farm? Because there's literally no mechanics, you just kill stuff. You're just standing there and killing stuff. It's not. I would like to see that guide. Is it like explaining those blue flames, or what's going on there? Okay, we're gonna wait. And now she starts blasting. Perfect. Look at that. We're almost finished with our guild quest. How to get there, prepare what to expect, etc. Alright. Like, quite honestly, I like understand guys for Black Desert Online regarding to like gear, what kind of stuff to buy, how evasion versus damage reduction works, this sort of stuff. But most of the grinding spots are pretty straightforward. Like sometimes you have like mechanics that can one-shot you every now and then on some difficult spots, but most of the time it's just go there and kill the fools, right? But I guess people just want guide for everything nowadays. this literally taking so much from games, because we have guides for everything now. And cheer, you don't get stuck, because whatever game you play, somebody has been already playing it since alpha and has written guide on everything. I absolutely despise this mentality in games like Clair Obscur, for example. Like, you have guides for Clair Obscur, tell you what kind of like spells and combinations to use in that combat. Like, what the hell is wrong with people? Just the sheer fact that somebody is sitting there and making, quote unquote, the most effective combat guide for Clair Obscur sounds absolutely disgusting to me. Because that game is not about like being the best, that game is about the story, about the exploration of that beautiful world. Not about like munchkinism and min-maxing. So maybe I should explain the term munchkin. So munchkin is actually a cat breed. It's a very adorable cat. But also in D&D slang, munchkin usually means something. You are min-maxing your D&D character, so you are able to like kill every monster, loot every treasure, and be basically the demigod. And most people who play like D&D only for story, as it should be played, they absolutely hate munchkins. So it's kind of an insult, not like vulgar or anything, but whenever you call somebody munchkin in D&D terms, it is a huge sign of disrespect. People might go back to the boss challenge once they are done with it, with the story, or even play it like that from the start. It's a video game, right? Play the way you want to play. I'm just it's not my place to tell somebody how to play their game or how to spoil it for themselves or to watch or not to watch the guides. I'm just saying that the idea of min-maxing guides for games like Clair Obscur is absolutely disgusting, in my opinion. In my eyes, it's just the bottom of the barrel. I'm sure there will be people who will love it and who will play by these guides. Like, to me, that this trend of having a step-by-step guide for everything in the whole video game world, because people who are making these guides, they do want it for a reason. Usually they want like clicks and views. It is what it is. But we often get to a point where, why do you even play the game when you are literally allowing someone else to play it for you, telling you exactly what to do and how to decide? Where's the adventure in that? Where's the exploration in that? You are stripping yourself of so much fun, of discovery. And like this, the internet and social media is to blame for sure for these kind of things, because these are the outlets where we are expressing and sharing these guides, but also MMOs in general and online games, competitive online games, MOBAs. They also have a huge impact on these. Because when you need guides the most, it's for the games like Warframe, it's for the games like League of Legends, it is for the games like Gearing in Black Desert Online, it's for the bosses in World of Warcraft. All of these things that are too complex for average gamer to grasp on. But even average gamers, they want to enjoy endgame, they want to like conquer the bosses, so they will go and reach for the guide. But then it gets so far that even story games that are not focused on being the best, that are not focused on like min-maxing, and they are not competitive at all because it's single player game, and you still have this mentality. And to me it feels like absolute degradation of gaming. Sorry to say, but that's true. After the struggle is part of the process. And yeah, a lot of people, they are scared of struggle. They don't want the experience lost. They want to play Elden Ring without single death, which is like unrealistic in its core. So they will look for the guides and they will try to min-max everything. The truth is they are stealing from their own experience. They are robbing themselves of what makes these games beautiful in the first place. Like if you're playing Elden Ring or Clair Obscure, it is the discovery of what works and what doesn't, and not being able to kill everything on your first try and having to try over and over again. It's part of the process. It's part of what is making that game fun, because then when you finally win, you feel like you've earned it. I don't know how better to explain this. The good analogy would be playing games with cheats. I remember to this day, IDD QD and IDK FA, which were two codes for original Doom, which would give you immortality and all weapons with all ammunition. And this was the way I was playing Doom as a kid, the original one. Because I was a kid, I didn't even understand English back then. There was no way I would be able to go through shooter like Doom. But with immortality I was able to, right? So but I never really finished it anyway. Even if I had all the weapons and basically I was immortal. I also got bored pretty quickly and just went play something else. Partially because I was a kid, duh. But the other part was that it did get quite boring after a while. Like straight up. Yeah, well, I think we will wait for the Gumiho. We are over encumbered again. So anyway, I will stop ranting about like guides and shortcuts in video games now. I'm going to talk about something else. So I recently downloaded an upgrade to my Social Stream Ninja, which is like a chat outlet for various streaming platforms. It's completely free. It's very great product. Like, if this thing will start making me money, the Social Stream Ninja will be the first thing that I will... I think he doesn't even have like a Patreon, the guy. I think he has like, will he buy me a coffee or something like that. So I will buy him a coffee because that thing is great. And it finally doesn't have the... what's it called? Toolbar? A taskbar? It's not blocking my screen. That's what I want to say. What it is that I open like a small window and then all of the chat messages will be popping up on my screen. I would be able to tie it into the stream itself, but I don't think it's necessary to have chat on. A lot of people do have chat on stream, but I don't think it is necessary, because if you are like chatting, you are watching the chat box anyway. So what's the point? But if you don't have secondary monitor, which I don't have, the chat messages are actually appearing on my screen, so it's super handy. Okay. I'm gonna kill you with my ultimate. And we are going to... we're going to my horsey here. So we have now 68k of trash loot. So let me
Okay. Trash loot? Are we gonna go like... Wait, how many do we have? 68k. Out of... Mill trash loot goal. Yeah, it should be like this. Okay. That's... Okay, that's too big, isn't it? Hold up. Let's put it right next to my face. It probably needs a different color, isn't it? What color should I put in there? Would blue be good? No, that's not... Okay. It can't be seen at all. How about yellow? Ah, yeah, I don't like it, but it is visible. So let's leave it like that. Yeah. So we have 68k out of a million. I will probably need to move to the city then. And start stuffing it into my storage. But even if my horse is encumbered to the point that he cannot carry, literally cannot carry more, and my character cannot take it away from the horse because it's too much, what I will probably do is I will just tag out to my striker and continue. I don't know how many trash loot I will be able to convoy like that, but yeah, then I just dump everything into storage and we'll go back. The storage is, I think, it's pretty far actually. It's all the way here in the village. Oh well, happens. I as well just use the map and port myself to the village, dump everything into the warehouse, and then just go back to grind. And quite honestly, to have 1 million fresh loot of long limbs seems pretty realistic. It is stacking up rather quickly. Okay, don't take me wrong. I'm going to be in here for maybe a couple of days, but can I use mates in the meantime? Well, yeah, but mates can only get you that far. The thing is that one mate is able to transfer only 333 pieces. And I don't know how many storage mates I do have. I think about like 20. So every 20 minutes I can transfer roughly, I don't know what it is, like takes to 7,000. Yeah. Which I can help a little bit, but not really. So I don't know where it would go. Nampos Moodle Village, where is that? Is it this one? Okay, so it's the one that I would be using it for anyway. Why doesn't it go to Seoul though? The Seoul is Mine City, right? Well, the Seoul wasn't always there, so maybe that's why Nampo Village is the main like hub of the area. It's further? No. It doesn't work like that. It works on the base of territories. Like, it doesn't matter where in the desert are you and how close you are to various, like, if you are killing Nagas in the desert, which is like some grain bazaar is literally next to you, so still the default outlet for mates will be Valencia City. It works based on the territory. Even though maybe this, maybe the Land of Morning Light is divided into 2 territories. But it doesn't look like it is. Not in here anyway. It's just Land of the Morning Light. The soul isn't even there. It's like the certain soul street. So maybe the soul is just so big that you don't even... It's just a storage on certain street, which is interesting. Like cities in this game, they can be pretty big. Like everybody likes Velia, but that is not a city, that's a village. It's rather smart. And Heidel is arguably kind of a small city. But if you look at Calpheon, that place is humongous. And so is Seoul. Gamma Sylvia. It's also kinda... Grana is kinda a big city. Calpheon is bigger though. Odilita is kinda small. But Odilita is more like a medieval castle than a village. But if I say Odilita, I mean the capital of Odilita, of the territory. I think it's called Odraxia. What's the main city in Drigan called? And here, Duvenkru, yeah. Duvenkru is rather big as well. And Duvenkru doesn't look like much if you are there, but if you actually explore, that city is dope as hell. They do have like hot springs in there. You can literally buy a house and live in a house next to... You will go out, right up to the hot springs. How cool is that? It's awesome, to be honest. Oh wait, I'm all out of buffs. We don't all have buffs. Okay, I need to go rebuff. I don't have food or anything. Okay, hold on. Need to deal with this guy. We have a boss bandit. And quite honestly, sometimes I don't know if I'm living with cats or like raccoons. Because my cat's just constantly trying to steal or hijack something from the trash bin. It's not that he's hungry, he's not hungry, he just has a sweet tooth. He just wants something good, you know? He doesn't want to eat those pesky, like, canned meat that we are giving him. No. He wants something better, so he constantly is hunting for something to sate that urge. So anyway, I need this. It's like 50 mil. I need this and this. Let's go with 90-minute option. Yeah. You're also gonna pop my J scroll. Alright. Now we're ready. Final reason to use all of these buffs that I've been hoarding over years. At least my inventory will get a little bit smoother now. So usually when I'm grinding, I just wanna grind and kind of like chilling. Just all I use is going to be food. But I figured that if I'm here, why not just use everything I have. I have one of those sealed combats. Yeah. Book of Combat. Let's use this one.
Should be in here. Okay, let's open it up. Let's put it into my family inventory. Where is it? Now all my characters can benefit for it for 20 days. I have so many of these books. I'm not even using them that much because what is the point? The truth is that levels are kind of pointless. Like once you hit level 62, the level is no longer a limitation. Like for a while your combat skill points will be a limitation, but even those are kind of finite right now because you literally can just grind enough to unlock everything, and you will get to that point eventually. So the only real limitation is gear. Like hit level 62. If you are playing often, it will be like few months tops to level 62. That is really quick. If you are tryharding it, you will get there like really quickly. And then just grind up gear. You don't need anything else. The only limitation, the only limiting factor is actually accuracy. The way it works is that if you would create a new character and give all your gear to that character, meaning you would have like level 1 character with 700 gear score, for example. The only reason you wouldn't be able to kill high level mobs would be accuracy, because you would be missing almost everything. But even then, you'd be able probably to tank it because they wouldn't one-shot you with all that gear. And if you would hit once in a, I don't know, 1 out of every 20 hit is like a hit, and you would one-shot everything. So for example, you can have such character completely geared up, go to Polyforest on mushrooms, just wait until you make those hits, and level up super fast. More efficient would be to actually kill the mobs that you can hit. But the accuracy is just it's the only limitation for levels. It is that once you are at level 62, the accuracy is no longer an issue. Now, not talking about the PvP. In PvP, sometimes you need a little bit higher accuracy, but in PvE, the level alone is enough. Today I once again consulted my description and name of the stream with ChatGPT. It just looks so cringe with those emojis. I think my last 5 streams of Black Desert Online was all of the descriptions and names were just me. And I think this was the last time, because I'm kind of honestly getting a little bit tired of ChatGPT and his inventions. It does feel like I don't know, as a like a Netflix movie or Netflix series. It's just tailored specifically. It's smooth, but it's soulless. Artificial, yeah. But not really like artificial. Well, yeah, you could say artificial, but it's like more than that. It's exactly the same feeling that I have from some of those like Netflix series. For example, what happened with Peaky Blinders, like the first few series of Peaky Blinders were just amazing, like crime syndicate, basically kingpin rising to power. And the further we got into the story, it was like more of like Tommy becoming like a hero and fighting against fascism, and I don't know what kind of bullshit. And you would still watch it because it was pleasant to watch, but it felt a little bit sanitized. And then if you would watch the whole Peaky Blinders series, and then you would go and watch the series, the first series, it was so much brutal than the sanitized the last ones. It was much more raw. I could see the artistic vision and why you started watching in the first place. While the last installments of the series were more of kind of toothless. And it's exactly the same with these AI generated like descriptions and names and stuff. Just too perfect but too artificial, soulless, kind of uniformed. But to be fair, the description is still mine. I only changed one sentence in it. Because the rest is a framework that I came up with myself. It's about like we are playing Black Desert, so that thing will rather change, right? But the last time I had notion about my Deadeye because we were doing season on Deadeye. This time there is something else. Oh wait, there is another person. I'm actually kind of scared with what's going to happen when my Olvia entrance is going to be discontinued. Because I'm still playing on like returning player servers. How much contested Honglims are, for example? Will there be people who will kill me so they could have my spot? I mean, there are several of those flags. But you can farm your own group, but I don't know how heated up you can get in here. You can still swap servers, right? There's like 6 of them on every server, yeah. So that's one way how to solve the open world PvP, just have enough resources for everybody. Remember how people absolutely killed each other over South Suns? That was so funny. Someone kills you for it, they would use it for anything? Yeah. The sad part is such people exist in video. That's about right. I think we have another Gumiho. Another Gumiho time. How are we under? Okay, we are almost over encumbered again. That's fine. Just wait. And she'll just one-shot everything. I love it. Okay, so I've done my guild quest for the day. I will just ask for approval points. Should I do one more? I think we could do one more. Should be done rather quickly. Okay, over encumbered. We do need to just loot everything. Is she disappearing? No. Now she does. I think this was the last. Okay, let me repair my stuff just to be sure. Notice that my accessories often getting broken in here. So there we go. It's on 80,000 now. So I'm gonna upgrade this. Well, still a long way to go, but you can see the progress. So that's fine. I do love that they now added the ability for you to be able to use your mate for these guild items. So by the way, look at this. They improved the roll, so you now roll faster, and also allegedly, you don't take monster damage while rolling. So it doesn't work on players. Players can still hit you if you are rolling, but for monsters you are invulnerable, or you should be at least. Which is actually a great addition to the game. Like straight up, you can now outplay bosses. If they're doing some huge AoE, you just roll away. No excuses. And it's a change that has been needed, because oftentimes we saw people straight up disabling evasion rolls and stuff. I don't mean like when your character dashes or something, which is like a extra skill. I meant like the classical evasion that you can spam, because it was slow and it basically made you an insta-pick in PvP. So in PvP you would need like use this to get out of range. But if that was on cooldown, your character would actually use roll, it would slow you down, you would be rolling, and then people would kill you. So people went like into their skill window and just lock it, so it is not used at all. So now that they remade it, that rolls are actually fast, people no longer need to have their skill locked, so to speak. And it's just so cool that you can roll around. I'm almost tempted to actually lock my dash now, so I could be rolling around like crazy. Because it's just so fun to do. Look at this. It's kind of funny. I don't know. I just love rolling. It's the Souls player in me talking. Yeah, if you can roll, it's a Souls game, okay? No matter what they tell you in school, if you can roll, it's a Souls game. There is another thing that has been on my mind recently, is that my Clair Obscure streams do not get like views at all. And I'm not talking only about live views, but all of my live streams are on my YouTube channel as well. And Clair Obscure, people are just rewatching the live video recordings of my video streams, for example. Chrono Odyssey got some traction as well. Nobody's actually watching Clair Obscure. So I was thinking that I don't know if I should discontinue the stream. I'm not saying I won't finish Clair Obscure, I will, but I was thinking more that I will just... Because I have a video editor now, by the way. And she's doing a pretty good job about cutting the Clair Obscure recordings into pieces and putting up thumbnails and stuff. So we will have the full-blown series on the channel soon. So I was thinking maybe I will just record the playthrough, and we won't do it live, we will just make videos out of it. And I will just dedicate my live streaming to things that are more suitable for live streaming, so be it like Souls games or Fortnite, you know, MMOs, World of Warcraft, Black Desert Online, maybe Final Fantasy, whatever. Just free up the space for something that people would be more interested in watching live. I don't know if like Clair Obscure is too oversaturated, or if people are just generally not interested in seeing that. Thinking maybe like Baldur's Gate would be a good substitute for that. But I don't know if there's like a less adult version of Baldur's Gate, because, you know, in Baldur's Gate your characters are basically, they can be all the time naked. There's a lot of like, you know, close encounters, if you know what I mean. And sure, you can like avoid it. Now when Mr. Vampire is making moves on you, you can just tell him to fuck off and be done with it. But to be honest, if you're playing Baldur's Gate, it is because you want Karlier, okay? And you want her in your bed, not in like... That's how most of people play it. Not Karlier, Karlach. I think Karlach is the tiefling's name, right? Another crystal! Black Spirit Rage! Amazing. I wish they would remove like Vanguard from League of Legends. See, it is the only thing that is stopping me from installing and streaming that game, because I don't want the rootkit on my computer. Well, that and the fact that I used to have rage issues due to that game. But then again, person wants to like try themselves. Maybe I am better person now. Maybe I wouldn't be raging as much. And maybe it's just a copium. But one way or another, until they do something with Vanguard, I'm probably not touching it. And they were saying something about moving it from the kernel level 0 in one of the future Windows updates. I don't know if it's like Windows 10 or Windows 11. Now, talking about Windows, apparently Steam is creating their own operation system now. It will be optimized for gaming. Can you imagine that people who are using their PC only for gaming would ditch Microsoft and would just have their freaking computer running on Steam? That's gonna be such a slap over the face for Microsoft. Finally, competition. It's so funny and so amazing to me that they are making something like that. Thank you for your help. That fox is such a lovely addition. And she's so cute too. Oh! It's definitely going to be only in 11? Alright. I mean, eventually we will upgrade, right? After Microsoft is going to be pestering us for like a long time. It will be like Windows 7 situation. The only reason I upgraded to Windows 10 back in the day was because we bought completely new rig and you couldn't really get Windows 7 anymore. So we got Windows 10. My biggest gripe with Microsoft is that they basically using their end users as a testing tool. Every single time they are releasing a new version of Windows, the version is absolute cancer. It's bad in so many levels, and it takes them years to actually fix all the issues that they've created themselves and to incorporate all the feedback as people are telling them what kind of new stupid things they are doing. And it's always something. Like, remember the time where I think that removing start button is a great idea? Yeah, you remember that? It was in Windows 10 and then people told them to like, screw you, we're going to be using Windows 7. They're like, oh, right, we found it. We found the start button. Here it is. Please use our new system. You remember that? Voicing on the other side is actually funny. Yeah, they're like gaslighting. You don't need a freaking rootkit to be able to catch cheaters. Like, there is so many kernel level anti-cheats who do not need to be on kernel level 0 and and that do not need to be run all the time when your computer is running. Yeah, that's like that's like load of horse crap. And their whole argumentation is like absolutely stupid. There is no excuse to install malware onto rigs of your end users Not to mention actually, that League of Legends still have cheaters. They still have like hacking programs, scripts, cheaters. Are they getting banned? Sure, but they were getting banned even before. It's not the issue. Might as well just, you know, maybe I will just create virtual machine to stream League of Legends and have their stupid kernel level crap running on virtual machine instead. I have powerful PC enough to run virtual machine without issues. It's really easy to do. The thing is, I don't know what are like the free options. I usually used VMware. I don't know to what extent the VMware is actually free. I would have to research on that. You can play that game as long as you allow to be monitored. Yeah, my problem is that they are not monitoring my game. They are monitoring everything I do on my PC. They are monitoring me. It's like April Fool's joke in Black Mirror. That's what it is. But I'm gonna be honest, I'm kinda disappointed in player base. Just people just don't give a crap, and they're still using it. And yeah, it is probably harmless. Like, if, for example, there will be a huge drama because people would find out, you know, somebody would find out that it is actually sending data to Tencent, and they're selling the user data or whatever. But they cannot afford that, like they don't want to go bankrupt. But still, I'm kind of disappointed in players that they are okay with it. Because for me, I quit League of Legends about the time when they were implementing Vanguard, I think a couple of months prior to that. And I never played ever since, and even if I had that craving, the Vanguard was like perfect deterrent for me, because I said to myself, like, I'm not going to install rootkit on my rig just to play League of Legends, the game that only brought me like psychological instability, right? And now, when I'm confident that I would be able not to rage, I would be able to play normally, you know, I would be able to play normal games instead of just spamming 10 ranked games a day, etc. Still don't wanna install it because of the Vanguard as it is. And what I'm trying to say is I am so disappointed in player base. Like, why you people didn't quit? Why didn't go play Heroes of the Storm or Dota or whatever? Why are you still playing League of Legends when the price to pay for it is like having your PC literally under microscopic surveillance? Addiction? You think that's addiction? I don't think it is that simple. Like, sure, there are some people who are so addicted to playing League of Legends that they simply cannot quit. And then you have like content creators who just not going to, you know, if it is your livelihood, and you're not going to quit over something like that. But the average player, see, it's not like addiction. It's just people don't care. Oftentimes you just hear how much people care about principles, but it goes only as far as long as it's not inconvenient. Once it is inconveniencing you, suddenly you just push aside your principles, and you're still going to play League of Legends even if it makes you basically under surveillance. So yeah, I am kind of disappointed with the entire player base due to this. It's really sad that people didn't make that sense. Like, If we would have another like Final Fantasy XIV emigration situation that happened with Blizzard, when Shadowlands were essentially as so bad that people just stopped playing World of Warcraft and all of them migrated to Final Fantasy, to the point that Blizzard started losing so much money that they had to answer to this and actually made a good game so people could return in Shadowlands because that was a good expansion. Something like that. Do you think that if like half of the population just said fuck it, we're going to play Dota now and just quit League of Legends, do you think the Riot would still be pushing Vanguard? I don't think they would. So if World of Warcraft players who have like 2 brain cells collectively can do something like that, I was probably expecting something more from League of Legends player base. Because no matter how much you can meme on that game, mostly because yeah, people are acting stupid while playing it, the overall skill and like gaming competency to play League of Legends is, the expectations are much higher of you as a League of Legends player than as a World of Warcraft player. That is a fact. Like if you are playing MMO, a lot of skill can be basically overgeared. If you are playing League of Legends and another MOBA, doesn't really matter. The skill, okay, we are at 91. Okay, so it's another stepping stone. You need to be a little bit smarter. I'm not saying that like League of Legends players are smarter than World of Warcraft players, but it's just like you need to engage more of your brain capacity to play League of Legends than to, for example, Raid or M+ in World of Warcraft, where a lot of stuff is you being carried by gear and maybe by the strong class, while in League of Legends you just need to show skill that is needed. And despite all of that, these people just can't make a stand. I'm just salty. I'm gonna admit it. Because if people would make a stand, if like half of the population left to play Dota because of the Vanguard, I don't think we would have Vanguard anymore. I think they would have to come up with a different solution. But the players, they just couldn't help themselves. Same people, by the way, who will like screech about using ad blocks and hiding their cookies whenever they are browsing Facebook or whatever. But suddenly they are okay with like rootkit in their rig. Because not having rootkit would mean they wouldn't be able to play League of Legends, and they can't have that. They're too comfortable to change the game or wait with their playing for a while. The expectations were that a lot of people will actually leave because of the Vanguard. In the end, they really didn't. They're waiting for some new Windows update so they can redo Vanguard to be less invasive. Update that is far in future, only for Windows 11, so are they going to tell people to buy new Windows? It is possible, actually. It is actually a possibility that you won't be able to play on Windows 10 once they push this update. Or maybe they will have 2 versions of Vanguard, I don't know. But like there is precedence. Like it's a little bit far-stretched, but for example, you cannot play World of Warcraft on some older versions of Windows. I don't think, I'm not sure about Windows 7, but You can no longer play World of Warcraft on Windows XP, I think. Just straight up. What you gonna do? Like, if you have Windows XP in 2025, I mean, you should probably buy something else. But that's beside the point. The precedence that sometimes you just can no longer play live service game if your operation system is too old. It's just this. It's just is there. So isn't like update to 11.3? Or was it like a closed window of opportunity where you can get it for free? I don't know, but I think they will keep offering it for free because they just don't want people to keep using Windows 10. It was a limited deal. They will bring back this deal when they see that people are still using like Windows 10, even 10 years from now. I think by marking it as a limited deal or limited time window. Oh, it's still free. Yeah, I think they probably marked it as limited time offer because they wanted people to just step in right now. Because it's just circling back to what I said earlier. They want the end users to be their freaking testers because for some reason it is very convenient for the companies, especially huge corporations nowadays, to basically treat their Q&A team as absolute dog shit. Like, if you are Q&A, you are basically a second-class citizen in a company. That's the sad truth of most corporations. Which is why the products that we are receiving are so bugged, like so riddled with bugs. It's ridiculous. Like take better stuff for example. Like that company probably didn't even have QA in any of their products. Whatever they release, they just need people who are making mods to fix it for them. And maybe that's just their business model. They're like, why should we have a QA team when people are going to fix our game with mods anyway? No, let's just release it and say it just works. And be fine with it. Todd Howard's 10 out of 10. The last company I was working for had actually a pretty capable QA team. And even then, every new version was a nightmare. There were so many bugs in it. Even despite QA team being like strong. But I did notice a trend that a lot of testers were basically quitting the company. And it was hard to get new ones. Which resulted in company not having enough testers. Because the QA team was all the time short and stuff. Which resulted in more and more bugs. And that was a company that actually didn't treat the QA team as a complete garbage. It was just, they didn't have enough people in it. And if even a company that doesn't treat their QA team as garbage is understaffed, like, how do you expect to have any sort of quality assurance in products of a companies that do treat their QA team as garbage? Like, there is nothing. That's why there is so many bugs. That's why nothing is tested and it's just pushed in all those public beta tests and just hoping that the players or end users will test it for them. Be it like operation system like Windows or like games, you know, PTR on World of Warcraft, or that stupid game that I was playing the other day. What was it called? Chrono Odyssey, right? QA is so underrated and mismanaged in so many companies. And it all comes back to the fact that they just don't care about quality of the products. They just want the user to buy it. Which is such a terrible take, honestly. Look, another quest done. So it's like 60 mil for me today, just for this. Okay. I'm not going to start another quest. Note to myself in Honglims, approximately 25 minutes to fulfill the smallest guild mission. But I think it was you, Alastis, who told me the other day that the smallest missions are actually, in terms of money per mob, are actually better. Which is true. But you also need, yeah, which is true, but you also need to take into account that you can do only 10 missions per day. So while money per mob is higher on those low level missions, the high-end missions will give you less money per mob, but more money overall. Even though to kill 10,000 mobs is you probably won't be able to do 10 of those per day. Finishing quickly before reset. We used to get like 35 mil. Oh, another crystal! Today is a good day. Today is a great day, actually. Yeah, we used to get 35 mil. So 30 mil is actually a downgrade, but like 1200 monsters is something that you can do really quickly. And I think the next one gives you 80 mil, which is 2500, which is also like really quick. And that gives you more than what large quests used to give you. So it is upgrade overall. Regardless, we are actually... By my schedule, I should be ending the stream. Now, I could grind a little bit more. But as I said, I need to go buy sandals for my dad. So, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna wait up for the next Gumiho, which means 2 more bosses. Once the Gumiho spawns, we'll let it kill a couple of mobs for us. Get the loot. Calculate how much we progressed in our 1 million goal. It's actually getting rather quickly. And I'm burning through my Agres fever like crazy. Oh my god, it's like over 40. What did I just get? Okay. I have... plus 250 AP? What the hell? Okay, I'm almost one-shotting them. Jesus. But it's also showing that once you get over the soft cap on these monsters, any additional increase in AP will not actually give you much. So you would expect that if I am like killing them fast with like 300 AP, and if I'm going to be having like 550 AP, I'm going to be literally one-shotting them, which is not the case. It did expedite the time to kill quite a lot, actually. But so the way it works, in case of you are curious, is that every monster zone has kind of a AP cap. So until you reach that AP cap, the damage increase whenever you increase your AP is actually going to be very noticeable on those monsters. However, if you overreach that cap, I think the gains of actual damage are reduced to 10% of the actual gain. Meaning that it is actually beneficial for you at that point to go to a higher end grinding zone where you can utilize all that AP, because the cap on that high on that higher grinding zone is also higher. So you get to a situation where the time to kill of these two spots can be similar, even if the other monsters are much higher to kill, realistically. It is a little bit confusing, because in the end you will be still clearing a higher tier zone a little bit slower. But you are utilizing more of your AP, so to speak. So in theory you should be getting more rewards, even if those mobs may be dying a little bit slower. So with all of this knowledge, you need to balance between what kind of grinding zone you can manage with the gear that you have, and between, if you manage a grinding zone, are you actually killing it fast enough? Or is it beneficial to go to a lower tier grinding zone, even if you are overcapped there? Because there are like two levels, right? The one level is what I can realistically kill. If I'm getting one shot and I'm just tickling monsters, then it's probably something that I should avoid completely. If I can kill those mobs and I am able to dodge the skill shots and I have enough DP to survive if they accidentally hit me once, for example, then I can probably kill these monsters. But am I killing them fast enough for it to be beneficial for me to grind there? Or should I just go to a lower zone before I upgrade my equipment a little bit more? Because they are dying slow, and even if they are reliably dying, they are dying too slow. So I'm actually losing money by being on such a grind spot. This is the ultimate question of every video player. Okay, this is the last boss. We are approaching another Gumiho. Here we go. Also, he gave me so many masks. It's always when you kill the boss, you get like 700 masks. We are almost okay. We are almost over encumbered again. Wasn't I like recently changing my the number of trash loot that we have? Okay, what's this? Just give me a Gumiho, dude. What are you doing? Ah, there she is. Okay. Blast them off. Come on. Good girl. Look at how cute she is. I want her as a pet. Even though she wants to kill you, right? They recently added her as a regular boss, so I don't know what these shenanigans are about. But like Gumiho is one of those deities that is like a trickster. Like in Asian culture it is Gumiho, in I don't know, in northern culture is like Loki. You never know if they want to like do something bad to you or if they want to help you. Like in like the Eastern Slav culture, it would be like Baba Yaga. Again, kind of like a folk tale creature that sometimes help you and sometimes hinders you. And you never know. Okay. Another crystal? Are you kidding me? Okay, this has been a good day. I mean, sure, we did have a lot of scrolls activated, but even then, look at that. I got 5 crystals just for the day. Oh my god, that's actually huge. Okay, I'm going to deliver these guild items. Wait, I don't have... Oh, good. Look at all these crystals. 6? I got 6 crystals just today and 1 yesterday. That's huge. Okay, I probably just need to put away all these black stones. I'm also getting quite a lot of black stones in here. Usually the bosses are dropping multiple black stones as well. So this is just another increase to your loot. Okay, we are at 103k. So let's just upgrade this. Okay, nice. 10% done. Just in one day. Okay. So, sadly, I'm gonna have to end the stream for today. I would be able to grind more. Like I felt the flow today. I would be just grinding. Also the fact that I was dropping crystals all the time, it really helped. But as I said, I need to go outside. So, as every normal person, I will just put my AFK fishing right here. Today with my fishing gear, I was fishing without 125 mastery. I was wondering why I didn't get any beltfish. I got only 2 beltfish in a span of 2 days. Which is not great. Got a nice amount of money, but I was fishing for kind of a long time, so, you know. Oh, you're here actually, sitting on nothing. Where did the... What kind of bug is this? A lot of people are sitting without their chairs. What the hell? You see that striker over there? Berlin over there? There is like a shy. And they're all missing the fishing chair under that. Never mind. But this one, it just appeared. Well, it's just a visual book, right? So who cares? Anyway. Okay, if you give me beltfish now... No. Okay. You can see all but mine? Okay. Mine should be here. I think it like reappears whenever you start fishing again. Graphical bugs are fun, aren't they? Anyway, with all that said, we are actually going to end the stream today. So I thank everybody for watching. Don't forget to take your drops. We have been playing for 2 hours, so if you have been here since the beginning of the stream, you should be available for Twitch drops. I know I am, from watching my own stream. You know, watching your own stream for drops feels kind of like a self-appraise, but hey. It is what it is. So once again, thank you all for watching, and maybe I will be back online later today once I'm done with my dead situation and his lost sandals. It's not a big deal. Just I have a convenience store right behind the corner. Oh, Nicole is here. Hi Nicole, how are you doing? But yeah. He just got that. I'm so sorry, Nicole. I'm so sorry. But I don't need to go out, as I was saying. My dad is in a hospital, sadly, after surgery, and they somehow managed to... Basically, they were moving him to another room, and his sandals got lost in the process. So they gave him like some sort of like hospital, and he doesn't like them. So I promised to him that I'm going to buy new sandals for him in a shop. I'm something more comfortable. So I need to go visit him, give him sandals, etc. So sorry. If there wasn't this issue, I would be streaming longer today. Thanks for stopping by anyway. I will try to stream more often this week. Even though we actually have some plans with Alastris. Because what we are doing right now is we are actually making a cynical scene with longswords. You know, longsword combat. Staged, of course. It's a part of our fencing school assignment to be evaluated as better fencers. It's kind of funny. It's for fun, but we will also make some footage for our upcoming channel. But other than that, I will try to stream more often these days. I know I haven't been online much in the last few weeks, but I'm trying to keep on the schedule. Even though that schedule, it probably needs more hours in the schedule as it is. Either way, it was nice to seeing you all. Time to go buy some sandals. Say hi to Dad. You guys stay awesome, and I will see you maybe later today. Goodbye.